it would just merge over. It wouldn't put its signal on. It wouldn't show its intent. It would just merge over. Why is it stopping? Oh, somebody was crossing. Okay, see? I didn't see that. Nope. He said, yeah, I'm going to let you go, but if you're not going to go, screw you. I'm going to go. I'm only giving you one shot. But now it's got to get right over. Does it get over? Yep. Look at that. It gets over. I'm trying to think. Have I had any interventions? Any takeovers? Okay. Might have pissed that person off behind me. Who knows? We made the left, stayed in our lane. Oh, you know what? This is what it did. It did this a couple times. It didn't. Oh, see? Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. This is Regen Nation, and I bring you the 2024 Tesla Model 3 Highland edition. Yeah, this isn't my regular Model Y. This is a loaner Highland from Oakville Tesla. Thanks, Oakville Tesla, for loaning me this. And the best part of this is that this car has FSD 12.5.1. I believe it's 0.1. Let me go double check. I think it's 0.1. Yep, 12.5.1.3. So other than the point, the 0.3, like 12.3, this is the newest 12.5, I guess you can say. So we're going to test it out. The car itself isn't what I want to test out, but the FSD 12.5 is the one I want to test out. I've got a map loaded in there, a route loaded with city streets, and then we're going to go on a highway. I know the highway stack hasn't changed, but I just want to see how it reacts. You've probably seen other videos of this, and you're probably thinking, why is this video any more special than the other videos, Dax? Well, this is one of the first, I guess, Canadian, I guess you can say, on Canadian streets, hardware for a car using FSD 12.5, and it's supposed to be the smoother version of it. So far, I'm accustomed to 12.3, and that's that stop, that pre-stop, and now we're going to make a right-hand turn here. Let's see if it does it any better or any smoother than 12.3, because 12.3 is what I'm accustomed to. This is 12.5, and this is drivers acting really terribly. And yeah, okay, so basically waited for the green, and it went ahead, and it's, let me see, what mode are we in here? Are we in autopilot? Chill. Okay, we're gonna put it chill. I don't know if it makes a difference. I really don't know if this making it chill, standard, and aggressive makes an actual difference in the autopilot or FSD settings, but we'll try it. We're not in actual chill acceleration, but in the autopilot settings we're in chill. The reason I say that, and the reason I tested that or switched that, is when I made that right turn, it made it not aggressively, it made the turn with enough speed, and then it accelerated quite fast. And I know when we last went on a family road trip last week, my wife, one of her biggest complaints, like, she's fine with FSD and she's accustomed to it, and she's driven it before. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it right over here. Check out that video for her first time driving FSD a few months ago. It was pretty entertaining. But her biggest complaint is it goes around, whether it makes lefts or rights, especially right-hand turns, very aggressively. Like it takes it with like a lot of speed, confident, which is good, like confident, inspiring. But when you're in for a leisurely family drive on a road trip or something, I guess the last thing you want is just like heavy acceleration. So this is supposed to be smoother. Now, I don't know if that part of it is going to be smoother or not. We'll have to wait and see. But so far, the good thing with this, with 12.5, if you're not familiar with the difference between 12.3 and 12.5, this gets rid of the holding the steering wheel to torque it or tweak it every now and then to get rid of the nag. This, you don't have to hold the steering wheel anymore. We're supposed to be turning pretty soon up there, and oh no, we got 800 meters, so we got like half a mile before we have to turn. So I thought we had to turn sooner. So this is great that we don't have to touch the steering wheel, which is great. Just keep your eyes on the road. If you look at the screen too long, or you look down in your lap, or you're in your hands, the interior camera right up here will notice that and will bug you and tell you on the screen to pay attention to the road. So eyes ahead. If you're wearing sunglasses, where I'm not wearing sunglasses in this video, if you're wearing sunglasses, that is something that it detects and it doesn't like, and it warns you about it. If you're wearing a baseball cap that has a big brim, I'm wearing a baseball cap. I've been wearing it all day while I've been driving this. It's not complaining. I guess if I wore the baseball cap down low over my eyes, maybe it would complain then. I don't wear my my caps that way. In a few versions, the Tesla Autopilot and FSD team says they are working and releasing one where you can wear it with sunglasses. Right now, this version 12.5.1.3 isn't there yet. So if I was wearing sunglasses, it would complain and nag, and it actually says it right on the screen there. Right now, it's going fine. We are going to have to turn in the next couple lights, not this light, but the next light. We're going to have to make a left-hand turn. We are in the right lane and with traffic coming up, so I'm curious to see how it's going to do with that. I've done nothing so far other than when I first put it in FSD, which you saw. Okay, so it's got its signal on. It has intentions of getting over to the left. It is clear. And it did it successfully. No issues. Now it has to get into this left turn lane. It's doing it good. Okay. One of the biggest pet peeves I had with 12.3 is when it was going into had to merge into a left lane, turn lane, or a right turn lane. It would start to go and it'd hesitate, and then it wouldn't go. It would do like one of those fake merges. 12.5 isn't doing that, which is good to see. It's turning on the advanced green, which was an advanced yellow, which it could have done. The guy behind me went, so he probably shouldn't have went, so we were fine to go. So now it's going to go. This is very residential. This is very city streets. Well, now we're in the residential. We were in the city before that turn. Now we're more residential, and there's stop signs and people crossing the street maybe, and cars slowing at slower speeds. This is like a 30 mile hour zone, which is 50 kilometers. So we'll see how it reacts to that. I have it set to max. Oh no, sorry. I don't have it set. I usually have it set to auto. But with this loaner car by Tesla, everything gets reset. The minute you close the doors and you go back in the car, everything gets reset. So we've got it. Okay, did the perfect stop there. I will just put it up to 55, which is 5 kilometers over, which is 2 or 3 miles over the speed limit. And it's going good. We're coming up to some windy roads up here. We'll see how it reacts here. See this stop sign, this crosswalk stop? What 12.3 has been doing in the past in my car, and when I say in the past, currently with 12.3, it slows down heavily for that. It won't come to a stop, maybe because I won't let it, but I gotta put the sun visor down because the sun's glaring in our eyes. It comes to, like I said, not a complete stop. I won't let it. I have to push the accelerator, but it slows down when it sees that. The handful of times today that I've been driving with 12.5, when it comes up to that crosswalk sign with the little, whether it's detecting the crosswalk or whether it's detecting that little stop sign symbol on the signage, it's not stopping. It's not slowing down. It's doing the proper thing, which is just maintaining the speed, which is good. Okay, we're out of the... This guy get a turn? Oh, wow. FSD was quite sure he wasn't, but I wasn't sure. So we're out of the windy roads. Now we're going to go back on some city streets here. After this green, we're going up to the red lights, and then we're going to hang a right. It's slowing down because it's not sure what this guy is doing while he's waiting to turn right. So it slowed down cautiously. I would have probably done the same thing. Some people would maybe complain about that. We've got a right on green here. Shouldn't be any problems. Why is it stopping? Oh, somebody was crossing. Okay, see? I didn't see that. I was ready to press the accelerator. Wondering why it was stopping there on the green. Because 12.3 used to do that every now and then come up to a green light and just hesitate and just like fall asleep. But there was somebody actually crossing that I didn't see. So good on FSD to see that. And you know what? That's why FSD is supposed to be superior at the end of the day. Maybe not right now, and that's arguable and that's debatable, but when it's fully baked, it's supposed to be better than human driver. And that's a perfect example. I mean, that lady crossing, she was far out of the laneway, the crosswalk, and out of our lane that we could have gone. And most, I'd say 80% of drivers probably would have gone. It would have been fine. But the proper way to do it, by the driver's handbook, is that person is crossing. When they're crossing away from you, if they're out of your lanes, then you can proceed to do. So the car did exactly what it was supposed to do. So we're coming up to a fresh green here behind some traffic, and this should be straightforward and standard. The acceleration was fine because we've got a lead car in front of us here, so that should be fine. Now in a couple lights, this is dead straight. In a couple lights, we're gonna have to make a left-hand turn, and we'll see how FSD does that, because it is actually, as I remember, up here it's a three-way intersection. Okay, good. We're anticipating, either because this guy's slowing, going too slow, or maybe signaling, but the car didn't like being there, or maybe, like I said, anticipating that further up ahead, it has to turn left. But it's what I was saying is it's a weird left up here where the left lane is not a typical traditional left merging lane to get into the left lane. It's this lane right here, which is a passing lane. Why the car is in here in a passing lane is debatable, and most people would say it should get back over and then come back when it needs to turn. That's an argument that I can understand. But this passing lane turns into a turning lane, which you'll see. It's a double left turning lane. There'll be a left turning lane that gets created on our left, but this lane also turns into a left lane. So let's see what it does. Let me put this up. Will it go? Yep. Okay. So it's going into the created left turn lane, but like I said, that lane also is a left turn lane. So okay. So we're on the inside of a double turn lane, which is fine. But I don't know if the car actually knew that it was. Because now after we make this turn, now we'll be in the passing lane, and proper driving technique says afterwards we should go over to the right hand side. So let's see if it does that. Because also, after, I don't know if you can see the map, we have to turn right in a few lights. But so far, while we're waiting on this green light at this red light, so far, like I said, I've used this for half the day, for maybe about an hour, on my way home from Tesla service. And it's been great. 12.5, to me, has been smoother. Now, I don't know if it's been smoother. I'll have to admit, until I get it on my Model Y, which I'm accustomed to, that'll be me be able to tell properly if it is smoother. It feels smoother, but once again, I'm in a Model 3, a brand new Highland Model 3. The car itself is more refined, smoother, easier suspension. It's an overall better built, better quality car than my Model Y, which is 2 years old. So is it smoother because of that? Like, am I just imagining it, or is it actually smoother? So we're making a left-hand turn here. We stayed in our proper lane, which is good. Now we're in the left lane. Will it go over? I mean, it can right now if it wanted to, but someone is coming up on our right. So now that opportunity was, okay, now it's going to go anyways. Oh yeah, I guess it had a gap. Might have pissed that person off behind me. Who knows? But we're going, and we got to make a right-hand turn up here, and then after that, we're going to do a highway. We're going to merge onto the highway, get onto the highway, and take it a couple off ramps, and just see how it behaves on the highway. Hopefully, there's no traffic on the highway, because you don't want to see boring traffic. Stop and go. It's got a signal on. So far, I haven't had to do anything. Have I? I'm trying to think. Have I had any interventions? Any takeovers? Okay, so it merged. It put its signal on to merge over to the left, which is good, because as those lanes would end, what a lot of times 12.3 would do, it would just merge over. It wouldn't put its signal on. It wouldn't show its intent. It would just merge over. Let me speed up, because there's a guy behind me in a Jeep that probably doesn't like the speed that I'm going at. So we're going to go up here a couple turns, a couple lights, and then make a left-hand turn. And then after that, it winds around a little bit. And then that's like I said, that's where we'll stop. I'll cut the video because it'll be finished, and then we'll restart it when it goes to when we're about to get on the highway, just to show you that. I won't bore you with all the stuff in between. But okay, we're coming up to a green left turn here. It's got to wait. It's doing the same thing 12.3 does, sort of waits a little bit behind or at the line. It doesn't really go out in the intersection, but it's creeping a little bit as I say that. It's creeping a little bit. 12.3 would have stayed back there a little bit more. This one crept out a little bit more, which is good. It's waiting for its turn, waiting for a proper gap. It's anticipating a gap. The wheel started turning there before it even started moving. Good left-hand turn. Unprotected left. I guess would that be unprotected? Yeah, I guess it'd be it's a left-hand turn. And now we are turning in here into the drive of where I navigated to. And then where's it gonna go? You know, okay, we've got our destination. It's saying put my foot on the brake, put it into drive. That I'm getting used to. This stockless thing, I'm still getting used to it. Putting it into FSD by pressing it. Okay, it's coming out of the parking spot itself. Is it gonna be able to go around here? Yep. They're these very shallow curbs. I didn't know if it would see it or not. This is a loaner, but I still don't want to beat up the car. Speed limit limited to 137. That's because it's a loaner, but I don't think I'll be going 137 kilometers, which is probably like, what, close to 90 miles? I don't think I'll be going that fast. Okay, so we've got a fresh green that we're coming up to, so there'll be no obstructions or any problems here. It'll make the left turn probably pretty good. But now it's got to get right over. Does it get over? Yep. Look at that. It gets over. Fine, no problem. It puts the signal on halfway through the turn. It was halfway into the two lanes, but it put its signal on. But it did. And that's what a normal driver would have to do too. Okay, so see, I'm looking at the screen too much and it's telling me that I need to pay attention. And it thinks this road is a 50, this ramp, so it's going 50. But I'm just speeding it up there. We're going to get on the highway here. If I have to speed up with the little wheel here, the steering wheel to speed up, I will. I don't count that as an intervention because I usually have it on auto, but I forgot to put it into auto, so we won't blame the car for that. So now it's saying it's 100. I will put it up to 110. 110 is about between 65 and 70 miles an hour, so all our American friends. And I'm looking at the road now. Now, will it make any lane changes if I put it to like 75 or 80 miles, which is about 120, to get out from behind this slower moving tractor trailer? Let's see. I've got a tractor trailer to my left and one directly in front of me, and this guy here in the Model Y with a done up aftermarket rear spoiler and rear diffuser. No, it's got a mile, just less than a mile where it has to exit. So I guess it's figuring it's gonna stay here. I should have went to the other exit. It's what I should have done. Yeah. Okay, let's see if this isn't an intervention. I'm gonna take over. I want to miss this exit and go to the next one. My own fault here. Put my signal on. I want to miss this exit, let the navigation recalculate, and then see if it'll bring me along on the highway, but also to the destination, which is we're right off the highway, so we're gonna pass it. We'll go to the next exit and see if it'll come back around. Maybe a little bit longer video, but if there's any boring spots, I'll just fast forward through it. So I'm driving right now. I'm gonna, as soon as I miss this exit or I pass this exit, I'm gonna re-engage FSD. Because I think if I do it now, it may just try to veer off to the off-ramp. Okay, so we've missed it. Waiting for this to recalculate. Okay, it's recalculated. Putting it back on. I don't need that. Okay, so we're back on. We're going to pump up the speed to about 120, which is about close to 75, 80 miles. See how it deals with the traffic here. Will it move out of the lane after this guy's merging it into my lane? No, it's just braking. We're doing dangerous 45 miles an hour here. But we're going to stay here for some reason. Okay. The highway splits into collectors and express, and it wants to stay in the collectors because this is the exit it needs to get off at. So I understand why it didn't move over to the left to overtake, because it needed to stay over to the right as much as it could. So that made sense, even though I didn't think it needed to, but it knew much better than me. So now it's going to signal to get over, because in another mile or 1.5 kilometers it has to exit. Then by the looks of the map here, what it's going to do, it's going to get off the off-ramp, get back on, and then come back up this way. And we'll see how that goes. Okay, nothing remarkable there. That's why I just fast forwarded. Now we're slowing down. Where we have to do is get off on this exit. Is it going to get into the lane? Yeah, it was a little... Okay, it's slowing down a little bit too much right now. Now we're doing... Yeah, it was a little hesitant there. I wouldn't have slowed down that much. I would have got off on the off-ramp, this section right here, and then decreased my speed. It was decreasing speed from 120 all the way down to like 95 or 100 there, way too early in my opinion. So we're gonna get off here, we're gonna come to the light, and then we're gonna make a left to get back on. And we just missed the light, so now we gotta wait for a red. But it's in the right lane, so, or it's in the proper lane. See, once again, it's one of these double, you can go 2 lanes left or 2 lanes right, and the center lane is both. It's in the proper lane because it knows once it turns, it needs to stay in the right lane to get onto that on-ramp. So that's what I would do. So it's smart. I think it made the right lane choice here. Green light, and nobody's coming. It took off with confidence. Stayed in its lane there for the turn, and now it's getting into the right-hand merge lane here for the on-ramp. This is a wide open ramp here. It's set at 60 because, once again, we're not on auto. But I popped it up a little bit and it went to 100 anyways. It's not even on the highway, it's still on the ramp, but it's already at 100. Now it's going down to 30 for some reason. So that's one thing. I'm going to intervene here and just give it some acceleration here because nobody's behind me, but 30 is way too slow to be going on this ramp. And I was going to say, one of the things I've noticed with, and this is, you know, this is hardware 4 cameras. It should be able to pick up signage a lot better and quicker than hardware 3, which is on my Model Y. But a couple times today, it misread or it didn't read the signage for the speed signs. That could be, like I said, it may not have read it and just went with what was pre-mapped, built in here. And if that's it, if that's the case, then it had some bad information, bad mapping data. So now we're going back the opposite way. We're going west. We were going east originally. Now we're going west. Once again, we're in the collector lanes of the highway here. For anyone that doesn't know, this is Highway 401, and which is one of the busiest highways in North America, if not the busiest highway in North America. And this section is so busy that they've given it an express and a collector's lane. Many interstates and freeways in the States have these too, so nothing new. But I am doing 100, which, once again, I'm not accustomed to these non-presets. And like I said, if you didn't hear me last time, this is no fault of FSD. This is the car, because this is a loaner. I've got a key card here. I don't have my phone. And every time I get in the car, it erases everything. So no previous destinations from the previous person that had this loaned out or test drove this, because that's what this is for all intents and purposes. This is a test car, a test driving car. So Tesla has some software that knows that this is a test driving car, and it erases all the memory or personal information or even settings. Like when I get in this car, everything is defaulted, so there's no keeping it 10 kilometers or 6 miles or 5 miles over the speed limit, like you can offset it like you can in your own personal car. This doesn't keep any of it, which is kind of annoying, but I get it. I get why. When I give this car up tomorrow, I don't want to have to manually take out my and erase my home address or all the places I've been to. It does it automatically. So in case I forget, I don't want anyone knowing my home address or where I went to or if I visited family or friends. So it's good that it does that. Okay, so it knows it has to turn left, so it's going to get over to the left side or the left lane of this off ramp. And this guy's got a signal on. It detects the guy has a signal on. He's going to let him go, but nope. He said, I'm going to let you go, but if you're not going to go, screw you. I'm going to go. I'm only giving you one shot. And that's what it did. I've noticed it do that a few times. Even on 12.3, I noticed it does that. So we are coming up to the off-ramp here behind a tractor trailer. No, are we? No, I can't tell lanes. No, we're not. It's 4 lanes there. Such a wide off-ramp. I got confused. We're in the proper lane here, and we're turning left. Now, what is great about this that I've getting used to, and I'm happily getting used to it, is not having to nag and not having to torque the wheel and put my hand on the wheel. Just paying attention, keeping your eyes up ahead, and that's how it should be. You're still in. I still have my hands here, ready to take control, and still paying attention. I just don't have to rest my hand on the wheel, which is a huge improvement, long awaited, and very welcomed in my opinion. So we made the left, stayed in our lane. Oh, you know what? This is what it did. It did this a couple times. It didn't. Oh, see, I had to take over there because it was trying to get over, and that guy was not letting me over. But kind of my own, kind of FSD's fault for doing that, because it should have, when it made that, the double left lanes, so it made the lane change, but when it got onto that road, it had 3 lanes, and it, like I said, I noticed it did that today a couple times too in different scenarios. It goes into the furthest right lane. It sort of drifts over, and it doesn't maintain its proper lane when turning, making that left-hand turn. And because of that, this guy saw that empty lane and started coming over, but the car wanted to come over, and I took over. I didn't know if it was going to or not, but I took over just in case, because he was coming over. He was hell-bent for leather. He wasn't taking no for an answer, so I took over there. And I'm coming out right now. I'm taking back over because I'm going to go back home. I made it for McDonald's, but we don't need to go to McDonald's. This video is long enough. I just wanted to show you that is 12.5, and I just wanted to show you what it was like here in Canadian city streets and highways, and even like that little residential area where we were. We made lefts, we made rights, we did merges. The only intervention and the only mistake, I think, was just back there that we made. So not bad for 20 minutes. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Hopefully not too long. Forever how long it was, it did pretty good. That's it in a nutshell, folks. Let me know if you think anything different of FSD or 12.5 or your experience if you have it. I can't wait for it to get it on my car on hardware 3. It's slowly rolling out. It should roll out sooner than later, hopefully next week. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll catch you on the next one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.